Hey guys, and welcome to part 13 of Let's Play the Simpsons game. And yeah, we're still on this level, didn't quite get it done in the last part, but that's okay, because we're going to finish it in this part, don't worry about that. And yeah, if you remember last time, I was saying how this level is hard, I hate this level, I wish this level would die, unlike me, who likes to die over and over again on this level. And when I say like, I mean gets very frustrated about it. Yeah, basically this is the bit I was talking about, I kind of forgot, but this is the main bit you're going to want to look out for. It's a bit, this bit right here is similar to Mega Man. I'm not sure if you played those games, I'm sure you have, or know what I'm talking about. But the bit where you have to predict where the platforms are going to be, and you have to memorise where you have to go. This bit is a bit like that. Only you don't have to memorise as many platforms, but you are being hit by bags of money from the sky. So yeah, look out for those. You don't want to get hit by that. But luckily, if you're thinking this is all one big section getting all the way up here, then you're wrong, because as you can see, you get checkpoints along the way. I thought I got a checkpoint then, but I guess I didn't. So yeah, you got to look out for the pencils. You got to look out for the pencils that stab you and kill you, and then you got to look out for the falling money, obviously, because this is what Matt Groening's house is actually like, which is good. Saved the game designers a lot of time. They just went up there, and when they were trying to speak to Mr. Groening, they just had to go through all this. It's like they just had to kind of fight everyone. You know, they had these dogs firing coins at them, which they had to destroy. Then they had to fight off these pencils, and it was terrible, really. Many of the developers died that day, which is very sad. So yeah, thank God there's checkpoints on this bit. I have no idea what I would have done without them, because there is pretty tricky, this bit. This game overall isn't that hard, it's just this bit will take you some time. You're not going to do this on your first go, you're going to have to memorise what's going on. So yeah. And get lucky as well. Well, that's the case with most games with me, get lucky. Now, I'm not that bad at video games, it's just... And look, I fell down. And, yeah, it's a case of, like in the last level, you have to kill yourself so you can actually get back. So yeah, this is actually second to last level, which is good, because if this was like halfway through, I wouldn't want to know what the last level would be, because of how hard this one is. When I say hard, I mean like, obviously, if this was in a hard game, I wouldn't say it's that hard. You know what I mean? It's just, if I was like 8 years old, and I was like, Mum, I want the Simpsons game, she was like, oh, okay, you little scamp, you can have the Simpsons game. And she would come back to me not playing it. It's like, what happened? It's like, screw that game, Mum, alright? You shouldn't have let me had it. That game is driving me crazy. I would have, being 8, I would have just gone crazy, or being younger anyway. Because Simpsons, you know, kids love the Simpsons, and most people buying the Simpsons games are kids. Admittedly, I'm not gonna, you know, in the same way that most people buying Pokemon are kids. You know, it's that sort of thing. It applies to quite a lot of ages. But yeah, I mean, they made this quite hard. Although I guess they're going back to the old retro era. Back where you bought a kids game, like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, or Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles, as it was called back then, and you weren't having an easy time. I had that game on the NES, and I like got past the first level. I was like 5 at the time, trying to play this impossible game. But yeah, I should really get back to the Simpsons game. What was I talking about? Yeah, there's not that much to it. It's just if you fall down, and you're dead, really. You have to start all over again. And like I've said before, the Bart sections are the hardest. Oh, and thank God you had the cape. If I didn't have the cape, I would just be like dead. Oh no, I'm dead again. Dead. Oh no, dead again. Because yeah, you just gotta be a bit patient on this bit. Unfortunately, I'm being a bit too patient. You honestly don't have to wait each time for the money to fall down. I was just getting a bit annoyed at the time, because the way I record, I like to do a big batch of recording, so this would have been, I think I did like the last 4 levels in one session. So yeah, after playing a game for so long you get frustrated, but I've actually done this bit. Well, I've done the bar bit of it, and now what we have to do as Homer, we have to do that exact same section, but luckily as Homer it's a lot easier because you get, well, you have to jump on these pencils again, and then you have to fall down here, which I'm going to show. Yeah, you got to get hit by the money, that's what you got to do. Then you got to turn into a bubble and float up here. And get hit by the money again. You have to get hit by the money there, or this just won't work, I'm afraid. Yeah, with the home bit you can sort of cheat, which I like. You can kind of skip bits that as Bart you would have had to do. Although I think, yeah, you're meant to turn fat so you can go all the way left, not, you know, all the way up. And yeah, that's the thing. You kind of have to, you know, just hope and see with the fat guy power, because you can't judge the money really. I mean, you can stand there and wait if you won, if you're a nerd, but if you're a cool cat like me, and yeah, that's right, I say cool cat. Cool cat's a cool phrase, right? I mean, am I not down with the kids anymore? I mean, is cool cat a cool phrase? I don't know. So yeah, I have edited out all the failings. Well, I left some in because people like to see the guy falling to his death when playing the video games. That's what people want to see. Come on me. So yeah, this was my plan. I actually did have to wait in the end, which I wasn't happy about. Because yeah, there's a time limit on how long you can use the fat guy power. But yeah, you can skip parts. Like as Bart, you would have to go all the way around. But as Homer, we can just jump up here, jump on this pencil, and fall down again, and fall down again, if you like. That's what you're into. Come on. Yeah, the weird thing about this level is that it's not that, you know, there's not, which is this is a good thing. There's not, they don't talk a lot. Yeah, this level is really good because it does kind of test your skills, but it doesn't have all the stuff that the other Simpsons games has, the flaws, like how the stupid amount of references, the combat, probably one of the worst parts, you know. I'm not trying to slag up the game here, I'm just saying the combat's probably one of the worst parts, and you don't have to fight that many guys, which I like. And also, yeah, so because you're not fighting guys, you don't hear the repetitive quotes, which I don't get it. Why can't developers like realise that no one wants to hear Bart saying cowabunga or whatever he says? Oh, that crazy kid. Yeah, it's like, you know, in Road Rage, I think Road Rage is the worst for that. Hit and Run wasn't too bad for the quotes. The quotes were in there, but it, you know, they weren't really that annoying. I like Simpsons Hit and Run, really good game, but the quotes there were quotes and they were quite good, really. But in this game, it still suffers from a case of constant quotes. Like they'll record 3 lines for someone being like someone fighting, and then you'll just hear those same 3 lines over and over and over. I mean, in the console version it's not quite as bad, and it's not really that bad in this game, you know. I mean, when I play handhelds I always have the sound off, as crazy as that sounds. Just to, although I don't really play handheld games that often, I'll be honest. Apart from this, well, I say that even though I'm doing 2 LPs, which are handheld games, but I mean, I had a DS, you know, this is a bit of honest Tom 23 history for you, in case the man behind the brilliant LPs. Should make a documentary, I would watch it. But yeah, I had a DS, and I had that for a while, but I sold it once I bought Metroid Prime Hunters and realised that game was crap. I don't know if you agree. I mean, I shouldn't really be talking about Metroid Prime on a Simpsons game, but yeah, that game was rubbish. So the graphics were cool, the controls were cool, but it was bad. So, and yes, we finally did it. We finally did this annoying section, and that is probably the hardest part of the whole game. I'm just saying. So yeah, this is also another cut. Very subtle, as you can see, with the blatant lag. So yeah, we are now in finally Matt Groening's gold room. I don't know what you would call it. I don't know if Fox paid him in gold to do The Simpsons and Futurama, but apparently did. So yeah, now we have to fight Matt Groening, and this is the coolest crossover in any game ever. Yeah, he spawns Bender to attack you. Bender! That's so cool, that is the coolest thing, and not just Bender, Dr. Zoidberg as well, everybody. Let's hear it up for Dr. Zoidberg. That is the coolest thing, I'm afraid. I didn't see it coming. I'm pretty sure it's in the console version, but like I've mentioned, I've never played that. So I just oh, next level I'll fight Matt Groening the boss. Is that Bender? Is that Zoidberg? This is so cool. And there's actually voice acting for them. You know how I was just complaining about voice acting, but seeing how it's Bender and Dr. Zoidberg, who could not enjoy quotes from Bender and Dr. Zoidberg? And also hearing Bart talking to them, it's crazy. So yeah, this bit is actually tricky. This is it took me about 4 attempts. What you want to do is use your catapult. You get a lot of catapult bullets, or decent catapult bullets, and you're going to want to make sure you use them. Although you've got to look out for the piles of money, because if you do it wrong, if you're not level with them, then he'll just mess you up. So yeah, you have to hit these targets, and then finally we hit this one, and that's the end of the part. So I'll see you next time. Bye.
Stop kicking the man who doodled you! It isn't nice! Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for saving me, ma'am. I'm enduring grateful.
Mr. Groening, how could you have betrayed us, the fruits of your creative loins, and sold us out to all these awful video games where we endlessly die, and lose health, and jump, and jump, and jump?
I swear I didn't know they'd be awful, Lisa. If I'd known, I only would have slapped your faces on mugs, t-shirts, candy, lunchboxes, board games, gum, novelty flying discs, and fluffy beach towels. Now, if you'll excuse me... Video Game Engine